Shout out to Kop-Ish.
Shout out to Kopish, guys.
Keep all the good work
the
up.
two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gill. Can't get much better than that, guys. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys.
Kopish.
Yes, people, big up yourselves each and every time. We are back with a preview for the game at the weekend. Breezy might not know. Welcome, brother. I've got my boy Breezy with me from the amateur football as well. So please make sure you go and show your love. The link will be in the description to Breezy's channel. Yeah, but Breezy might not know this, but Callum and Matt do. This is my last show today. I'm going on sabbatical. Yeah, yeah. Just let me know how it all goes in it. I'll be anything Liverpool, I'm done with. I'll be doing other shows and talking about other teams and food, and we talk about it all. But as for Liverpool, yeah, I'm going on sabbatical after today. Today's my last. Enjoy me while you have me, people.
You know what, Drifty, you like got me for about a couple of seconds. I'm like, huh? Like, what's going on? But then, you know what? Like, I've like never seen Callum grin on the intro, and I'm thinking, you know, I need some of that energy when it says, "I'm with legends, guys." I'm like, oh boy, like I need some of Callum's energy.
Yeah, even his energy's gone right now, though, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. Liverpool have drained the life out of us, bro. We haven't even had a chance to talk after the Everton game, and I don't even really want to talk about it. But yeah, I'm sure, like most of us, that was the point when you realized the title's over, right?
Well, I mean, the title was over when he took off Trent and Robbo and brought in Tsimikas and Gomez. I'm like, okay, so we need goals, and you're bringing on two fullbacks. That's what I'm like. Okay, you know what? We've been outmaneuvered by Sean Dyche and a very solid Everton team. You know, we did have our chances. You know, Pickford made some decent saves. We kind of hit the bar as well. But yeah, it is what it is. Again, I'm not guessing that you guys have kind of spoken about it anyway. But you know, Klopp has left Liverpool in an amazing position, and now it's for the new manager to hopefully take the baton and like now run with it.
Yeah, no, it's real. And I'm going to be doing a video on the manager stuff on my channel as well, people. So stay tuned to talk about that. But we won't get into any of that. We'll talk about what we're actually here to talk about, which is the West Ham game. Can Liverpool put a little bit of pride back in it? We're not playing for anything anymore except pride. We don't want to be so far away from the title at the end that it doesn't even look like we were in a race at all, which is what I think is going to end up, what it will end up looking like. We're 4 points off already, and I think that could get even worse. So it's just one of them ones where we're going into this game and it's like, what is the motivation for the players? This is where we need them to just be professionals, right? Because they know they're not playing for anything. And it must be difficult to be playing for something and then get to a point in the season where you know you're no longer playing for anything and still go when they clearly don't have any energy anyway. Do you know what I mean? I mean, you know what, this is actually a good point, actually. Maybe we need one more win to make sure we're actually top four. So for real, maybe that is more what we're playing about, because if Villa win, Villa are 6 points behind us. Tottenham are 12 points behind us, but Tottenham have 2 games in hand. So let's just, for argument's sake, say they win their games in hand. Just for the sake of the conversation, that would mean both teams are only 6 points behind Liverpool with 4 games to go. You have to say to yourself, that's not actually a guarantee we will finish in the top 4 the way we're playing, because the teams we have to play are Tottenham, so they're taking points off of us while gaining them. Aston Villa, who would be taking points off us while we're playing them. And then outside of that, I don't think West Ham is a game we can win. So it's only at home, really, that I look at in the last 4 games and I go, that's the game I expect to win. West Ham at home. It's the only game out of these I expect win. So I guess technically we're playing for top four, you know, at that point. But West Ham, bro, let me just give a little bit of insight into what's been going on with them.
Well,
So here's
I know
the
that.
form.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
yeah,
actually
go
lost
on.
against Palace, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. They did. Well, I mean, this is the form going in of both teams.
Quite similar, to be fair.
So it's very similar, bro. I mean, yeah, we've got a couple more W's, but it's still very similar. So in the Premier League, their previous game was a loss, obviously, but going into that game, it was draw, loss, draw, win, loss. So they're not in great form. They're not in great form. We go in that draw, loss, win, loss. That's where the league was lost anyway. That's Man United, Crystal Palace, and Everton. That are those defeats. I knew we couldn't win every game, but I mean, those games was pathetic. That's where the points were dropped. But so West Ham not being in good form, does that give you any hope? They are the home team, which will always make me a little skeptical regardless. Seeing that form, does that give you a bit of hope, or do you have that mindset where it's a little worrying sometimes when the team's playing poor because you think, well, the run's got to come to an end at some point, and Liverpool's the type of team that let you have that. Do you know what I mean? So how do you feel looking at that at the form?
It's a tricky one because even when we talk about the United, the Palace and the Everton game, like we did create chances. So it wasn't. So literally, like it wasn't as if it was like the Villa Man City game where Villa was completely over Man City. Well, this is at Villa Park, when it was such a convincing win. Like our losses and draws haven't been like that. Yes, we have hit like a little bit of loss of form. Do I believe that we will finish in the top four? 100%. That's kind of something that I can literally bet my house on. Yes, the West Ham faithful would want a response after awful performance at Selhurst Park. David Moyes will like probably go very pragmatic and literally again probably try and hit us on the break. Again, if Antonio has seen how Mateta and Calvert-Lewin have actually quote unquote manhandled Van Dijk, that is probably going to be the same tactic in terms of make sure our more influential players like Van Dijk are out of the game and then just get the scraps, because that's kind of literally what I've seen in terms of how like Palace and Everton did to us. However, we will create chances. Mo Salah is a bit of a concern. I think he has dramatically deteriorated in front of our eyes. And I think it's time for him to actually leave Liverpool. There's no one man bigger than any club, and literally, I think he has kind of run his course. So, but however, it's going to be very interesting to see if he starts. But no, I'm confident, and literally, this is kind of not me being deluded. I'm kind of confident that we will win. It's a game that a lot of the Liverpool fans would literally want to win because of the history between both clubs. In terms of what you said about motivation, I think the players' motivation is to respect Klopp's tenure at Liverpool, and also whoever is going to take over at Liverpool to actually make sure that, okay, you know what, well, whoever's watching, they know I'm still up for the fight. So yeah, honestly, I like genuinely believe that we will beat West Ham 3-1.
Okay. I mean, I'm happy to hear you say that, and I hope you're right. Where was their respect for Klopp's tenure in the Crystal Palace and the Everton game, bro? Like they showed none of it, bro. Do you know what I mean? And that's what worries me. Like they've run out of steam, bro. They're done mentally, physically, emotionally. They're done, bro. I can see it. I can look. Did you see Trent's eyes during the Everton game? That's Merseyside, the game that means more to him than most. He looked done. The look in his eyes, he was shot to death, bro. He looked like, yeah, I know we're out of this. Like, I don't know, man. I think they're emotionally just spent, bro, if I'm being completely honest. But
I think we are, if we want to be very honest with it, with like everyone, Liverpool are where they should be, especially at the start of this season in terms of a new midfield. We are kind of looking at Darwin improving, which again, that's a topic in itself. So it's and again, we all knew that again, Arsenal and Manchester City have also strengthened and literally very like strengthened with Premier League experience. So far, Bosley coming in, Endo coming in. Yes, I know Mac 10 has the Premier League experience, but again, is he going to be quote unquote our kind of driving force in the midfield every single week? No. And again, with I'm not going to make excuses regarding like the injuries because every team have injuries, but literally we were hit really, really, really hard. I would personally like to see Dan's probably get a few more games if Darwin is still misfiring. I think but Jota conundrum is for me a little bit baffling, again coming from possibly the fourth choice striker now to be maybe the second or first. Let's be absolutely real. When like Salah, Bobby, and Mane were at the club, all literally were like, in their prime, Jota didn't have a look in. And now his second choice, right now, possibly first, depending on his kind of injury woes. And like he's still not reached that level that I think that he can get to. So however, glass half full, Drifty. Glass half full. I am confident whoever takes over will literally take over a very young and energetic team. Yes, certain changes are going to be made. Yes, certain senior players may go. And yes, there's going to be knocks on the manager's door. But Klopp is leaving Liverpool in a better situation than when he came.
Yeah, no, that's big facts, bro. That's big. That's something that I don't think anybody can deny. Just a couple supers before we get into starting lineups. Adnan says it's Klopp's fault the invert is not working. A change is needed. I personally disagree with that respectfully, Adnan, based on the fact that the inverted system got us here. I think the players making wrong decisions and doing stupid things has been the downfall. I'm not saying tactics hasn't played a part at all. Of course it has. But we're in a title race because of our tactics. So we can't be so angry both ways. Do you know what I mean? Like it got us here and it's just not got us over the line. Yes, there are times Klopp could have changed during game, but there's been games when he has changed during game. This is the nature of football. Maybe Klopp himself can see it in their eyes. Maybe he can see that they're all spent. And there's nothing you can do about that as a manager. If you're looking at players in the eyes and you can see they're done, what can you do? There's not really much you can do. You know what I mean? Michael says Antonio is going to post up our defense like a prime shack. I am a bit worried with him being physical because you know what it is, bro? The worst thing when you're tired or you can't be bothered or you're exhausted or whatever it may be is to have someone roughing you up. And that's the thing. Like you said, Calvert-Lewin, Mateta, them lot was physically roughing up our players. And I think that's when you can't be bothered, the last thing you want is somebody who wants a physical battle with you. Do you know what I mean? But that takes a lot of effort. It could have had something to do with it. But yeah, big up for the supers. So getting into the starting lineup, bro, I'm just going to give you what a West Ham predicted lineup is supposedly looking like. Now, they have a late fitness test for Bowen, but he trained today though. So for me, I think that means that he'll play, especially knowing Liverpool's luck. Do you know what I mean? He'll play. But this is a predicted one based on who's guaranteed to be available. That's a pretty strong team, to be honest.
Well, I mean, like if you could have watched them against West Ham, like they were awful. I mean, Kurt Zuma was literally strolling around, and she Ward like Prowse, ran as if he had, sand in his boots. So if they kind of played You know, if they play like they did at Crystal Palace, then you know, again, there's like no issues. Paqueta,
Okay.
Antonio, Bowen. But for me, it's going to be Paqueta and Antonio. If those two guys are, you know, are literally up for it and smell blood, then Liverpool could be in for a long, long afternoon. But again, you know, we will create chances. You know, again, if you kind of look at their back four or back three, you know, however they really literally want to play, there's chances there.
Yeah, no, I hear you on that. But it's just the Liverpool that's going to turn up I'm worried about. It's us, bro. It's not because I think West Ham are better. It's just because I've seen what we're doing right now. And based on that, bro, this is going to be interesting. I'll give you my team, my player, and then tell me who you replace. So in goals, Alisson, I think that speaks for itself. I think we both agree on that. My back four would be Gomez, right back, Kwanzaa, Virgil, Tsimikas. That would be my back four. What you going with?
So I'm going to go Becker, of course, in goal. Left back, Gomez. Centre backs, Van Dijk and Kanate. And right back, Trent.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, I get why you're doing that. I'm not even ashamed to say this. I'm punishing Trent and Robertson for the diabolical performances they put in the Merseyside derby, and I'm dropping them. I don't want anybody thinking now they're bigger than the club and all that kind of stuff. And they were stinking out the joint. Two of the leading professionals, leaders in the team, two of the players who know what this Merseyside derby means the most, and they performed like that. Nah, bro. Crazy the way they perform. So I'm actually dropping them on merit. They're getting punished for not playing. I don't want if you've got that much effort in a Merseyside derby, after a long trip down to London, I'm afraid what you'll be doing. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm dropping them. But I get why you're playing them, especially with Gomez at left back. In midfield, I'm gonna go. In midfield, I'm gonna go Endo, McAllister, and Clark. But I'm tempted. It's because I want that youthful exuberance back in the team, and Clark had that in abundance when he was filling in. But I do think Gravenberch deserves to start a game. So I'm torn between, do I drop Endo because he's been stinking the joint out himself and play McAllister in the six and go with Gravenberch and Clark? But that would worry me in terms of just natural gelling and experience of playing together. I don't think that would work. But I believe that we need. This is why it's such a shame Bradley's been injured as well. We need the youthful exuberance while everyone else has got no energy left. Like people might think, what, you start Clark or you'd start McConnell or you was... Yes, because they're going to run around and they're going to make effort and they're going to try their hardest. Whether they're senior players or not, I can't watch Jones, Endo, all these men strolling around, bro. I can't watch it anymore, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Soboslai, I can't watch these men strolling around now and getting the ball and not being able to make 10-yard passes. Like they're just man we picked up from the park the other day. Soboslai hasn't even been making 10-yard passes. I promise you, I could take one of my brethren's 5-year-olds. Bro, we could take one of your little ones to the park and they will be able to ping us a 10-yard pass, bro. And he's not even being able to ping 10-yard pass. I don't want to see this no more. I want a youthful player who is over the moon he's playing, who's going to run his socks off. And to be fair to Clark and McConnell, they earned the right to be able to play through the performances they put in earlier in the season. Let's not act like we're in desperate need. These men weren't balling out and playing well because they were. These men played well at Nottingham Forest. These men played well, if I'm not mistaken, was it Bournemouth, I think Clark might have played against? You go back to the cup run, playing in the cup games. Like, these men earned the right to be given a chance every now and again, in my opinion. So, other than the fact that I think Gravenberch deserves to start based on how well he played against Fulham, I think Clark should be in this team. I do. His legs and his energy, I think, would be very helpful. But yeah, who would your midfield be?
Endo, because for me, he's just a natural number 6. Even though, like, he also actually, you know what, like the whole midfield look absolutely spent. So again, it's like it's Russian roulette, to be fair. But again, away to West Ham with Souček, and like like the kind of like the physical demands, like it could be. So I'll play Endo, Elliot, Gravenberch.
Oh, yeah. For a minute there, I thought you said Soboslai. That's what I was leading into us with. But yourself, yeah. So Endo, Elliot, Gravenberch. I hear you. But so you drop Mac? What is that? Because you think he's exhausted? Why you would drop Mac?
I think literally. I think he's exhausted. I think, I just think that we need a little bit more running power, and I think Gravenberch and Elliot give us more than Mac 10. And again, Endo, even though he's been stinking the place a little bit, as I still think he's the only one that actually wants to put a foot in, that really wants to put a foot in. And hey, I think at this present moment in time, playing those 3 in the middle, after 50, 60 minutes, and literally if the game is tight, or if we're even if we're winning, bringing Mac 10 on again just to slow down the game and to kind of, I'd say, wrestle back possession or kind of maintain possession. Is it's a good foil for me.
I hear you on that. I'd be very, very worried to drop Mac, but I agree with you that he does look tired. So I do actually agree with you on that one. Moving into the front 3. Now this is a bit techie because after what obviously the situation with Gakpo, he's not actually guaranteed to be back. Obviously he's fit and whatever, but he's not guaranteed to be back because, again, with it only being 2 days ago when his missus gave birth, I don't know if he's actually, like, from what I read, they're still unsure. As Liverpool have said, it's up to you. So I'm not clear whether Gakpo's come back yet or not. There's a big possibility he might be like, look, at least give me a couple of days with my newborn and my missus before I come back. But who knows? So that one I don't know yet, you know what I mean, and whatnot. So what I would do based on the information is I'm going to give you 2 forwards. If Gakpo is back, then I'm going to go Gakpo left. I'm going to go Diaz right, and I'm going Danz down the middle. And if Gakpo isn't back, then I'm going Diaz left. I'm going Elliot right, and I'm going Danz down the middle. And so I know you Elliot in midfield, so obviously you wouldn't be able to do that. But yeah, so those are my 2 teams. I've seen a few people saying that Klopp said today he is back. I didn't get a chance to see the presser actually. So if Klopp said anything in the presser, then fair dues. But yeah, because I was reading some articles about it, and they said they wasn't sure if he's back. But yeah, so if Gakpo's back, I'm going Diaz right, Gakpo left, Dan's down the middle.
Okay.
What would you?
Okay, so I would go Gakpo left, Diaz right, Jota down the middle.
Still injured, bro.
Is he? What? Has a bit of another injury?
Oh, you didn't know? Yeah, but that's why he missed the Merseyside derby, bro. Jota's out. He's not back until next week, bro.
All right. Okay. Well, so then, yeah. Okay. So then, yeah. You know what? It's got to be Dan's then. Yeah. Like it has to be Dan's. And you know what? One thing I want to kind of mention, which is a little bit off topic, a little bit, with like Gakpo and his wife and his newborn, it's no coincidence how off form he was coming up, because again, literally, we don't have the privilege to know what goes on behind the scenes. So we don't know what was going on with his wife, what was going on with the pregnancy, if it was, what I'm saying, like, again,
that's a good point. That's a good point. I never thought about it like that. That's a good point.
Honestly, like, we just look at the superficial, like like the ocean from one island to another. But deep down in the sea, there's bare things that are going on, which we do not have the privilege to know. And again, we just look at footballers as, 90 minutes, like you got to do something right. But like now, you know, in the past couple of games, you're like seeing Gakpo like with that new lease of energy, thinking, like, where is this come from? But again, now probably because of the, I'd say
the pregnancy coming to an end, so to speak. Exactly. So maybe he's been a bit happier and a bit more.
100% is more relaxed now. So there's a lot of things that go on, not only at Liverpool but also at other clubs. Why players are just not performing at whatever level. And again, Gakpo has, well, not surprised me, but you know, it's like, okay, you know what, like he's kind of got like, you know, some like marbles about him. And but yeah, I would let you know, definitely play Gakpo, Diaz, and then up front, I mean, Dan's has to play. Salah and Darwin have to be dropped.
Yeah, like if I'm being big up 12, man, if I'm being completely honest with you, bro, as harsh as this may sound, based on their form and not necessarily costing us, because we can't blame one individual why we haven't won the league, but for them being a big part of the fall off, Szoboszlai, Mo, and Nunes would never see the pitch again for football season 23-24 if I was manager. I'm being honest, bro. Them three would not see the pitch. I will make them man put their trackie on, get on the bus, come to games and sit in the stand and think about what they've done, bro. Because their form has been so bad. And let's be honest, those three names I just said are three of the players that we need to rely on the most based on what their role is in the squad. Szoboszlai was supposed to be our goal-scoring midfielder who could drive the ball and make us much more stronger and have much more pace and power in midfield. He's done nothing like that. Nunes was meant to be scoring way more goals than this. And regardless of how well he did up to February, March time, which I think he did do well, since then, he's been abysmal. And if he even has scored 2 or 3 goals, we'd still be in a title race. Even if he'd have scored 1 goal, we'd probably still be in a title race because we'd have probably beaten one of either Crystal Palace or Everton based on the swing of the game at the time of the miss. So even just 1 goal. And Salah, he's our talisman. And he has been off form the longest. I know injury is included in that, but he's been off form the longest of all our forwards. Like his is the talisman. It's a little bit unfair to put more pressure on one man, but that's the role you play within the team. It kind of comes to the territory. Messi, Ronaldo, Zidane, Ronaldinho, these men had to carry that weight, and it's unfair, but you're the talisman. You're the best player. You go win the game for about half a year.
Yeah, I'd say since the beginning of the year. Well, of course, he was at AFCON, injury, and then literally he hasn't been, and he's not been the same since. I think. Hey, you know what? Let's. How old is Mo now? He's 33.
He's 31, but he turned 32 in June, I think it is.
Okay. Mo Salah is like almost like can you remember that car model Saab.
Yeah.
Like it was just so reliable, but then all of a sudden it got decommissioned because it was like no one's got the parts for it because it's so expensive. Mo Salah, injury free for how many seasons? For 4-5 seasons, regardless, just quick, reliable. And then now we are seeing in front of our eyes, as you've kind of said, Thrifty, our talisman now popping down, and literally there's no spare parts to put him back together. Again, he got pocketed by Wan-Bissaka and then Mitchell, and then he was non-existent against Everton. And you think, wow, okay, again.
These are players that shouldn't be able to do that to Mo.
Exactly. And again, with the Darwin situation, let me not get into that topic because that man scares me. Every time he's got the ball, I don't know what he's gonna do. Even when he scores, I don't feel relaxed when he scores. It's a mad feeling. honestly, like he is not the goal scorer that 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 can propel Liverpool into a continual title race every single season. And you know what? It's 80, 90 million pounds down the drain. And I know, listen, I'm gonna compare him to Jackson, and literally Chelsea got Jackson for for half the money, like 30 mil, like 30, 40 mil. You know what I mean? And literally we've like spent 80 million on someone that's erratic up front. Again, that that kind of, for me, runs around, with like no purpose. And and literally us Liverpool fans, let's not get it twisted, Drifty. We applaud him. Oh yeah, like we have a striker that runs around. No, we don't need a striker that runs around. We need a striker that's gonna bag you 15 to 25 goals a season, standard. And literally now with him running around, he's now been found out. Like, we don't need you to run around. Stay in the goddamn 18-yard box and bury. That's all we need, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I disagree that we don't need him, but I'm not going down that road anymore. Like, I've had to argue with so many people this year or whatever. Everyone knows my feelings on it. I'm just gonna leave it. Like, I'm as exhausted as a team trying to talk about the situation. I think in the future people will change their opinion if he's managed right. But yeah, now
come on, Drifty, man. Like, you know what, Drifty? Like,
he's a good player, bro. He's a good player.
Drifty, you can't teach someone to be composed in front of goal. You have a goalie or you haven't. Michael Owen had it. Ian Rush had it. Robbie Fowler had it. Fernando Torres had it. Like, you can't teach, that calmness in front of goal. I know what Michael Owen said when Darwin scored that goal against Brentford. It was an amazing goal, but like, Michael Owen's like, why don't you show the fans that you can round a keeper and finish? You know what I'm saying? Like, do the basics first, and then if it's time to do those little chips and those little backward flicks, cool, but just practice being in the 18-yard box and bag. Like, we don't need someone that's gonna, again, at this present moment in time, to back heel and to try and flip flop and just kind of doing things that we just don't need our main number 9 to do. It's like, it's all good when when you're in form, but again, this is the business end of the season, squeaky bum time, innit? So if you are gonna crash, bang, and wallop, and if you score a goal that comes off the back of your head for us to win 1-0 or to get a draw, that's what you have to do. Be unselfish, be part of a team. And he's like now being at us now for 2 years now. This is like going to be his second season. Yeah. We still need honestly, like, we still need a goal scoring number 9. I don't care what people think.
No, I agree with that. Not even just because of Nunes, but because of Jota's injury record as well, and the fact that he misses a lot of football. So
we should sell him. Sell him.
No. We can't. Players. These guys. This is how you bolster your squad, and you have a good squad, bro. When you have players like Jota and Nunes and Diaz on your bench to come on and change games, and then you just upgrade the first 11. If you sell these players, the bench doesn't improve.
No, but you know what, Drifty, like, and Delicious, I don't know who actually said it, but I'm gonna coin it. Your ability is availability, bro. Your ability is availability. If you're not available, like most of the season, what are you doing at a club like Liverpool?
I hear that argument. I hear that.
Seriously, you're like, we all talk about Thiago, quality player. God missing, bro. Your ability is availability. That's all I gotta say. And and with Jota, we can't rely on him. We can't rely on him. I'm sorry.
But I just think a finisher as good as he is, you keep around, in my opinion. But again, that's another topic for another day, because I think these things need more than just like talking about for a few seconds. Do you know what I mean? But we're both in agreement that Dan's would be up front, though, right? Because I think
Yeah. Oh yeah.
it's time to
Yes.
just unleash Dan for the next 4 games and let him
100%.
know he's ready to be, maybe save us 100 million in the summer. Maybe Dan's can be our front man next season. Do you know what I mean? And be the new Michael Owen and come through at 18 and take the world by storm. Maybe. Give him these 4 games to prove himself. He's been doing it in the youth system brilliantly. Give him a chance now to come into the first team and play. And I think his natural youthful exuberance will probably cause some defenders some problems just based on him just being so enthusiastic. He will run down things that other people might not want to run down, and he might make runs unselfishly that it seems a lot of our team don't want to make right now. Because the thing that I've noticed more than anything, bro, in the last 2-3 games, nobody is making unselfish off the ball runs, and we are so static. There's not, every time a player's got the ball, he has nobody to pass to because nobody's running, nobody's moving. Everyone's just on their heels, standing around saying ball to feet, ball to feet. No, how about you make a run that's going to take a player with you, opening up a space for another player, and then there's the avenue for a pass there. That's Sunday League level, bro. Nobody's been doing that recently. If you go and watch the Everton game, everyone's on their heels. I was taught from about 7, 8 years old, if I catch you on your heels, I'm a claw at you. That's what my managers used to tell me. You be on your tiptoes like you're wearing high heels all game. I need you moving. I need you running. You should never be on your heels in a football match. The only time you should be at a walking pace during a football match is if there's a set piece. If the ball is in play, you should always be at a slow jog minimum. Why are you standing around? And that's the thing that's been annoying me the most in these games. I'm seeing the defenders have the ball and there's nobody moving, nobody making unselfish runs, nobody making avenues for anybody. Everyone's just ball to feet. I'm here. I'll pass it straight back to you though once I get it because I can't go anywhere because I'm marked. But here, do you know what I mean? Now, what is this, bro? This is basic Sunday League level football. And for me, Dan's won't do that. Clark won't do that. McConnell won't do that. That's the reason why I think these guys deserve to play. I do. Even if they're not as good quality-wise, these guys won't do that standing around crap. They will be like, well, manager's watching me. I've got to earn my place in this team. They're coming out of the youth team where they are full of confidence or whatever. They'll make the runs and do all that stuff. And don't get twisted on the ball. These kids are talented. They are very good players on the ball. McConnell is a brilliant dictator on the ball. Maybe not at the man's level yet, but he's still passing the way he moves. Clark's got that drive. He's got the skills. He's got a bit of pace about him. And he's a good finisher. He's proved that. So, yeah, I'm definitely going Dan's up front. I mean, I think you did say it a little bit earlier on, but just to finish up your prediction for the game, I think you said 3-1 Liverpool.
3-1.
Yeah, you're a very optimistic man, bro. I like your glass half full. Yeah. The people aren't going to like me for this. I think we lose this game 2-0. I think we lose. I don't even think we're going to score. If Dan's plays, I think we'll score. If Nunes and Salah play, we're not even going to score, bro. We're not even going to score 2-0. And we definitely know we're going 1-0 down.
Okay, so question to you, Drift. Would you be happy if your starting 11 played and they played really well and literally you like saw the energy and bite, but we lost the game?
I wouldn't be happy because we've lost the game, but I will be happy with the fact that we tried something different. Do you get what I'm saying? Because for me, if you put the players out that played against Everton, you're going to get the same result. Do you see what I'm saying? And we're getting to the point now where the sign of insanity is to do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. So if you're looking at what we've been doing, the only games we've actually got something out of the game is the games where Klopp has been like that. We won away at Atalanta. I know we went out, but we won the game. Klopp made changes. We won the game against Fulham. Klopp made changes. Then you go and look at the Palace game, the Man United game, and the Everton game. That was the regulars, and we didn't win any of those games. Do you get what I'm saying? So I think history's telling you here, tweak the team, bring in 3 or 4 new people, change it up. The regulars aren't going to do it for you. The regulars aren't going to do it for you, bro. They're not. They're proving to be either out of energy, or on the decline? Do you know what I'm saying? Like Robbo, is he out of energy or on the decline? We'll have to have that conversation in the summer, but it's one of them. Salah, is he on the decline or is he out of energy? It's a conversation we have to have in the summer. Do you know what I mean? Endo, is he out of energy or did he just peak and we're not going to ever get that back out of him again? Soboslai, is he struggling with his first season in the league? Is the rumours true that breaking up with his girlfriend has bothered him? Or is he just not as good a player as we thought he was? These questions are, you know what I mean? These questions are definitely things that we're going to have to talk about in the summer. There's no point having the Jota and the Nunes conversation or the Gakpo conversation right now. Let's just get to the summer and then we'll talk about all these players and who's good enough and who's not. But right now, I don't believe that Mo, Nunes, Soboslai and Robertson should play again this season. I just don't. Maybe Robertson can maybe get a look in at some point, but the other three, I don't think they should be playing. So, yeah, let's see if you. I hope you're right, and I hope I'm wrong, but I think we're going to lose 2-0. So, people, big up yourselves. I hope Breezy's right. Adnan here says Zlatan struggled in front of the goal and he evolved. I'm not sure if that's in relation to you think Nunes can evolve or if it was something we said earlier on, but that is true. I mean, there's one thing I will say, bro, about Nunes, and I'm not defending him. He's been terrible.
You are defending him, bro. You are defending him. You are.
No. What I'm saying,
bro,
is
you are defending him.
No, at 24 years old, I still think that there is plenty time left. The same way someone like Ollie Watkins has gone to 2-3 levels above what people thought he could. Nunes may not get there. That's true. But I also think that there is still time at the age he is that he could possibly still take that step up. Ollie Watkins was a good player. Ollie Watkins wasn't as good as he is now, a year and a half, 2 years ago. So all I'm saying is there's still possibilities. Will it happen? Who knows? That's the part nobody knows. But 24 is not a thing where you're done and dusted. Remember, I told you 28. He's been perfecting his craft for longer. I don't know what 22, 23-year-old Ivan Toney was like because he wasn't in the Premier League and I wasn't paying attention. But how good was he? He might have been brilliant. But when Ivan Toney first came into the league with Brentford, everybody said, "Are you mad? Liverpool, Toney." I remember the conversation. Toney ain't good enough for Liverpool. Ollie Watkins ain't good enough for Liverpool. A couple years later, everybody's saying they would take both those players. Things can change. But Nunes, the jury is out on him. I'll admit that. As much as I defend him and as much as I do really like him, the jury is definitely out and there's no shying away from that. No shying away from that. So we'll see. But, bruv, it's been an absolute pleasure. Let the people know where they can find you, bro. It'll be in the description, but let the people know where they can find you, bro.
If you kind of go onto YouTube and just type in the Amateur Football Podcast, I have interviews with Sunday League players all the way up to the elite side. I kind of talk about mental fitness within football, and I kind of hopefully educate people in terms of how to better themselves outside of football as well. So it's the Amateur Football Podcast on YouTube. You will see my ugly mug somewhere on the screen.
Now, people, make sure you go and do that and support my brother. He's doing a brilliant job of bringing the grassroots football to the masses, and people are getting an insight into stuff that they haven't seen, maybe they don't think about. And it's just brilliant to give the shine. That's what I love the most about what you do, bro. You give the shine to the people who nobody would even consider or think about. And let's be honest, man, for everyone who's played Sunday League football and semi-professional football, it's a hard graft, man, and people put a lot of their life and their effort in. You break your leg on Sunday League, nobody goes to work for you on Monday, bro. You've just got to not get paid for 2-3 months. Like, the risk people take playing football as an adult for non-pay is a big deal. So big up yourself. Big up Gospel, who's just put the link in the chat as well. So please, people, get over there and show your love. And you might even see my ugly mug over there soon as well. So yeah, man. Bro, it's been a pleasure. People, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe if you're new. Big up to all the supers. Big up everyone who's in the chat. Love as always. I'm really hoping that Breezy is the one who's right and we do get a victory. Just going as long as we can, you know what I mean? And just get a nice win. But we will see, man. We will see. And we will be back, guys, within the hour, most likely, with the call-in show. It's Friday. We always want to bring you like that madness. And we'll talk about Arnie Slot and all that in that one, guys. Ali, I see, yeah, big up, bro. We'll talk about that then. I wanted to try and keep this as close to the preview as possible. Breezy's actually giving me 15 minutes more of his time than he should have. He's off to do another podcast now as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll be back within the hour, people. And it'll be your turn to come in. And tonight's show is going to be very interesting. The people getting getting to vent, and you know what I mean. And flipping out. I'm gonna go sleep for half hour. People, love as always. Smash the like button, and we'll catch you on the other side, man. Peace.